friends, welcome to Fabulous Chef. So in today's video, let's see how to make a very delicious chicken perattal recipe. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Okay, let's get started and see how to make this delicious chicken perattal.
Today I have taken about 4 pieces of cinnamon sticks, 10 cardamom, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, 20 shallots which is finely chopped, 3 large tomatoes which is finely chopped, 3 green chilies which is slit, a handful of curry leaves, 1 large piece of ginger which is peeled and chopped, 20 garlic cloves. We need about 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 coconut which is grated, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 large potatoes which is chopped. To make a coconut paste, we need about 2 cinnamon sticks, 4 cardamom, 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds and some coconut. So I'll show how to make the coconut paste in the video later. So these are the ingredients that are required for a chicken perattal.
Okay friends, the ingredients for a recipe is ready. Let's get started and see how to make this recipe.
Now let's take a pan. Into the pan add about 2 tablespoons of oil. Today I'm using the normal cooking oil. When the oil is nice and hot, let's add the chopped ginger first. Today I've taken about 1 finger size of ginger. Now let's add about 20 garlic cloves. Now stir fry it till they become nice and brown. Now once the ginger and garlic is well roasted in the oil, let's transfer it into a cup and grind it into a fine paste. You can add a little water while grinding the ginger garlic into a fine paste. Now into the same pan, let's add another tablespoon of oil. When the oil is nice and hot, let's start roasting the coconut and spices. Let's add about 2 cinnamon sticks, 4 cardamom and 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds. Now let's add the coconut. Always keep the flame in low so that the coconut does not get burnt. Now let's add about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. And let's roast it till all the aroma is well released. Now keep the flame in slow and roast the coconut for about 2 minutes. Now our coconut is well roasted. Now let's transfer the coconut into a mixer jar and grind it into a fine paste. This coconut paste helps to thicken the gravy. Now once the coconut paste is ready, let's keep it aside and start preparing the chicken perattal. Now let's take another pan. Into the pan add about 4 tablespoons of oil. When the oil is nice and hot, let's start adding the rest of the spices. Let's add about 4 cinnamon sticks. Then cardamom, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, and stir fry it for about 2 minutes. Now let's add the chopped shallots or onions. Today I am using the small onions. You can also use the big onions if you prefer. Now let's add the green chilies. I've taken about 3 green chilies which is wet, and also a few curry leaves. Now let's stir fry it till the onions becomes nice and translucent. Now at this stage let's add the ginger garlic paste. And saute it for another 2 to 3 minutes. Now let's add the chopped tomatoes. Today I've taken about 3 tomatoes which are finely chopped. Now let's add about 1 teaspoon of salt. The salt helps to release the moisture from the tomatoes and the onions. Now let's add about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Give it a quick mix. Now let's add about 1 tablespoon of chili powder. You can alter the chili powder according to your taste. Now mix everything thoroughly. Now let's add half a cup of water. This helps the masala from sticking to the bottom of the pan. And it also helps the tomatoes to become nice and soft and mushy. Now let's close the pan with the lid and allow it to cook for about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, let's check the tomatoes. Now you can see that it's boiling well. It's cooked well. It has become nice and soft and mushy. At this stage, let's start adding the potatoes. I've chopped 2 large potatoes. So let's add it into the gravy. You can alter the number of potatoes according to your need. Now let's start adding the chicken. Today I've taken about 2 kg of chicken, which is cut into medium-sized pieces with the bones on. Always remember to wash the chicken with some salt and turmeric powder to remove all the raw smell from the chicken. So now we have added all the chicken into the gravy. Do not add any extra water into the chicken gravy, as you know that the chicken releases its own water and all the moisture starts coming out in a few minutes. Now once all the chicken is added into the pan, let's give it a quick mix so that all the masala is well mixed with the chicken and is well coated. Now at this stage, let's add about 1 teaspoon of salt for the chicken. Mix it together. Now let's close the pan with the lid and allow the chicken to cook. Keep the flame in slow so that the chicken can release all the water and cook in slow flame. Now after about 10 minutes, you can see that the chicken has released all the water and has cooked halfway through. Now mix everything thoroughly and check the salt and spices. You can alter the chili powder and salt if necessary at this stage. Now let's close the pan and allow it to cook for another 10 minutes. Now after 10 minutes, let's check the chicken. You can see that the chicken is nicely cooked. So at this stage, let's add the coconut paste which we made earlier. This helps to make the gravy nice and thick. Now after adding the coconut paste, mix everything thoroughly and check the seasoning once again. If you like a gravy consistency, you can switch off the flame at this stage and serve it hot. This gravy goes very well with white rice, idli, dosa, or even with chapati and parota. But today we are making a Perattal recipe. So we need to allow all the chicken to absorb all the gravy and become nice and dry. So let's start cooking it for another 20 minutes till the moisture is all absorbed by the chicken. Now you can see that the gravy is nice and thick. The chicken has absorbed all the masalas and has come to a nice dry consistency. So this is the consistency that we are looking for, friends. So at this stage, let's add about 2 tablespoons of virgin coconut oil and also add a handful of fresh curry leaves. The coconut oil and the curry leaves gives a nice aroma to the chicken. Now mix everything thoroughly. And that's it, friends. A super delicious and mouth-watering chicken Perattal recipe is absolutely ready to be served. It goes very well with rasam rice or even with chapati or dosa. So let's start plating it.
So that's it, friends. A super delicious and tasty chicken Perattal is ready. This is a South Indian recipe. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button. See you all soon with another interesting recipe.